I was initially going to do some news bites, but we really got wonderful news that took precedent. It might be time to be prepared. But first, I wanted to welcome and thank my newest members to the channel, Connie Sprague and Marquette Carter. Also, ongoing thanks to Chalmers Ingersoll, Ben Kramer 1, Vivian Hinckley, Gilda Santos, and Loyal One Still. I can't tell you how much your support means, and it truly does make the channel possible and give me incredible reward to be able to touch all of you. I hope I give more than I take. So let's take a look at the news that you can't ignore now that Charlie Kirk's assassination is winding down. James Comey was indicted late yesterday, September 25th. A federal grand jury in the Eastern District of Virginia indicted Comey on 2 counts, making a false statement for allegedly lying about not authorizing leaks. The second indictment is for obstruction of a congressional proceeding. Career politicians are none too happy and say it won't stick, but you will see this has been planned for some time. The statute of limitations expires on September 30th for both charges, so I bet Comey thought he was home free. President Trump fired U.S. Attorney Eric Siebert, who opposed the charges, and installed Lindsay Halligan as interim U.S. Attorney to pursue them. It's amazing how they put everything in place to make sure that Comey can be fairly prosecuted. If convicted of both crimes, Comey faces up to 10 years in jail, but somehow I hope that this was just to secure these prosecutions and more indictments of Comey will follow. All clues are that he will be tried for treason. Nasty John Brennan is under investigation for similar charges, so we can probably expect to see him indicted in the next day or so. Then there could be more fun on the 30th, which is the day when the government could shut down if Trump doesn't give the Democrats money for illegal aliens' health care. Stick with me because I've got more connections. DoD Secretary Pete Hegseth has ordered nearly 800 senior U.S. military officers, including all brigadier generals and equivalents in command positions along with their senior enlisted advisors, to gather at Marine Corps Base Quantico on September 30th. What the heck is this about? The directive requires commanders from global hotspots like the Middle East, Europe, and Asia Pacific to attend, and the agenda hasn't been disclosed. Got that? Flying them in from all over the world. Every brigadier general and their advisors will not be at their post but in Quantico. This meeting has been confirmed by the Pentagon with no further details. If the shutdown occurs, military funding could be affected. What do you think, guys? For my Anons, we always heard that the storm would be the mass arrests across the world, and we are finally beginning to see some big names coming out as potential targets. Are the big arrests going to start happening? I say they finally are, and here's why. 3 minutes before posting that Comey was arrested, Trump posted under Il Donaldo that the storm is here. There is a video of Trump admitting that he's Il Donaldo. The wording is slightly different than what we were expecting, and we were told that would be POTUS. So it looks like Il Donaldo could be telescoping to Anons, and official notice will come directly from Donald Trump on his regular account. But it's clear that the storm is upon us. Il Donaldo also posted, "Buckle up, buttercups." What this means is that we should have supplies to last up to about 2 weeks. So it's a good idea to stock up on food and water, batteries and medicines if you need them, because we could go into a brief but necessary lockdown soon. Some of us have eaten and replenished our food stockpiles 6 times by now. It all makes sense. Before they can lock us down for the transition, it had to be safe for us, and that's why it was so important to remove the criminal aliens. Expect a bumpy ride over the coming months. Hopefully, there will be as little collateral damage as possible because a mobilization of National Guard soldiers began late August, about 3 or 4 weeks ago. They are deployed across 19 states and involves up to 1,700 troops supporting U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE. The states include Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Idaho, Indiana, Iowa, Louisiana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Mexico, Ohio, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Virginia, and Wyoming. These deployments are separate from other activations, such as the over 2,000 troops in Washington, D.C., for crime reduction, or targeted operations in cities like Los Angeles, Memphis, and Chicago. Recent reports confirm the 19-state figure remains current, with gradual rollouts through mid-November. Also, President Trump has canceled a planned White House meeting with Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer and House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, refusing Democratic demands to include funding for the Affordable Care Act to pay illegal aliens health care. The dispute is centered on subsidies set to expire that the Democrats say protect millions of people at our expense. I can't believe with all of the fraud and waste that's been documented that they continue to lie, but we see the enemy for what it is. The meeting was canceled 5 days before the September 30th deadline to come to an agreement or the government shuts down. Between the onset of the storm, Comey's arrest, the calling in of the generals, and canceling the meeting with Schumer and Jeffries, it looks like Trump could shut down the government and we could enter the 10 days of darkness as mass arrests occur. This is how we were told it would go down nearly 8 years ago. White House preparations for potential mass layoffs of federal workers supports the notion that we are getting ready and that service disruptions could occur, so don't freak out and just be prepared if no agreement is reached. If this is what's happening, it has a very good ending for everyone. Another piece of the preparation is that Pete Hegseth has also requested approval for the first U.S. military execution in 60 years for Nidal Hasan, the Fort Hood shooter who killed 13 people. If this is allowed, he will have now set a precedent for military executions. Now I want to address a few proofs. Comey's indictments links to a number 17 5-year deltas. Mainly on September 25th, 5 years ago, 17 posted that judgment is coming. And I never thought we'd still be wondering about Red October, but September 30th could be the shutdown. October 1st begins Red October, which is when the hunters become the hunted. Post 4800 has a 5-year delta to Red October. There's another post of Red October with a 5-year delta from the 24th, which was Comey's indictment, and still another post 4866, which was on October 14th, 2020, which would coincide with the possible shutdown, and the post says, "After today, make more sense? Buckle up." As mentioned earlier, Il Donaldo posted "Buckle up Buttercups" on Truth Social, also on the 25th, Comey Indictment Day. So guys, I'm hesitant to say that we are moving into the 10 days, Nazara and Red October, where the hunters of Trump will now become the hunted. But it's just possible that we are ready to rock, so please stock up and don't worry if we lose communication. I expect variations of what we were told, but just know if it looks like it's crazy, it's all part of the plan and we are finally prosecuting. I'm going to leave you with a video message from Donald Trump. Listen to what he says and tell me if you think that he is connected to 17. Here you go, guys. We will know more by October 1st, but if anything happens to communications, I'll see you on the other side.
I was the hunted, and now I'm the hunter.